Deep in these 922 pages is a detailed blueprint to help Trump clamp down on workers' rights. A playbook to completely dismantle organizing efforts and labor laws. Of course, I'm talking about
Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Project 2025 is over 400 pages longer than Stephen King's The Shining, and while it's not nearly as good of a story, it's way more terrifying. In addition to eviscerating reproductive, LGBTQ+, and voting rights, Project 2025 seeks to erode long-standing worker protections. This nearly 1,000-page blueprint was drafted by the Heritage Foundation, with backing from over 100 conservative groups, including the American Legislative Exchange Council and Turning Point USA. Recently, Trump has been trying to shove the deeply unpopular project out of the spotlight as he beckons working-class voters.
I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it.
But it's clear Trump is aware of the project and its authors. At least 140 people who worked for Trump are now involved with Project 2025. Here's Trump in 2022 at a dinner hosted by Project 2025's authors at the Heritage Foundation.
Heritage does such an incredible job. This is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do.
So what does this groundwork look like? Project 2025's labor section represents a full-scale assault on working people. It wants states to ignore key federal labor laws like the Fair Labor Standards Act, so states can cut or even get rid of the $7.25 minimum wage, which apparently isn't low enough for Mr.
You're fired.
It also proposes letting states apply for exemptions from the National Labor Relations Act, which protects workers' rights to organize. They want to end the card check process, meaning unions could only form through secret ballot elections, making it harder for workers to organize. And it gets worse. They're trying to make it easier to decertify unions even during contract talks. Project 2025 also wants to scrap project labor agreements on federal construction jobs, which have been vital in directing Biden's infrastructure funding to good union jobs, ensuring fair pay and benefits. They even want to kill the Davis-Bacon Act, which sets local wage rates for federal workers. And when it comes to overtime, Project 2025 calls on Congress to remove overtime pay requirements and let companies offer paid time off instead, a move that boosts profits by exploiting the fact that nearly half of all workers don't use all their time off, a clever way to squeeze employees while cutting costs. And here's the kicker. They changed the rules so overtime only kicks in if you work 80 hours over 2 weeks, not 40 in one. That means if you work long hours 1 week, you wouldn't get paid extra at all. So when Trump says he's going to eliminate taxes on overtime pay,
we will end all taxes on overtime.
He means it, but only because there wouldn't be any overtime pay to tax. This is all just the tip of the iceberg of what Trump and his allies at the Heritage Foundation have cooked up. A horror story longer and scarier than The Shining, with all work and no pay.